What do you got there? A story about very small things?
Yep. We're talking about millions of tiny organisms that you come into contact with every day, but some of them could have a nasty surprise waiting for you and be really harmful.
I got one that fits that bill. I got a chain letter recently that stated a woman had died from a deadly pathogen she contracted drinking from a soda can tainted with rat urine.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay.
Wherever there are rats, filth follows. But are soda cans really contaminated by rat pee? And if they are, could drinking directly from the can be deadly?
So how do you want to test this?
Well, you know, this myth is so pervasive, we need to get it right. And that means we need to have a nice, large sample size.
Okay, and I think we should start with a positive pee control so that we know what rat urine looks like, we know how to test for it, we know how to know when it's there.
And we need to just get a whole passel of rats, a bunch of cans, and let nature take its course, huh?
Is passel the collective noun for rats?
I don't know.
Well, actually, it's a horde, swarm, rabble, or pack of rats. But before they get started...
But I don't understand. How is it possible that rat pee could kill you? Yes, it's not rat pee itself that could kill you. It's the fact that rat pee could potentially carry both leptospirosis and hantavirus that makes it potentially dangerous. I see.
According to this myth, deadly pathogens transfer from rat through rat urine to soda can, and from there to people. So first, they're starting with a positive control.
Now, normally we certify our tasty, tasty MythBusters Cola as both a life-extending elixir and rat pee free. Until today. Today, 1,000 of these puppies are going to be set up as a rat run to be used as what we like to call a control for exposure to rat pee.
Adam and Jamie will hone their rat pee tracking technique before moving on to test real-world soda cans.
So why go to all this trouble to clean the cans just to have rats pee on them? Well, it's because all we want to find is rat pee, not random dirt or other false positives that may be introduced into our test. So we scrub every single one. And I gotta say, looking at 1,000 cans, there's a lot of dirt to be cleaned up.
Now that the cans are pristine, let the rodent incontinence begin.
This little guy right here is Rattus norvegicus, otherwise known as the wharf rat or the sewer rat, the brown rat or the common rat. They're the dominant rat species in the northern hemisphere, and they were held responsible for the Black Plague in the Middle Ages, which killed tens of millions of people. However, technically it was the fleas they carried, not the rats themselves, that caused the plague.
And now it's their urine taking the blame. But is it deadly? The rats aren't shy in helping the guys find out.
Oh, I see some rat urine on a can.
Nice!
This is awesome.
This is one of those sounds that you'll only hear on MythBusters. Sound of 40 rats on 1,000 cans.
And after 90 minutes of the pitter-patter of ratty feet,
The rat party is wrapped.
Let's put them back in their cages.
there's certainly rat pee on those cans. And the first tracking technique? Blacklight.
Did you know that rat pee fluoresces under blacklight? Well, that's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna get some blacklights and go take a look for them. I feel like I'm one of those police procedural dramas.
And with plenty of glowing puddles,
It's gotta be urine.
Lights up like a pinball machine.
Oh, this one is so gross. Look at that.
the boys are positive that the blacklight is the perfect way to pinpoint the pee.
Well, that's gross. I guess it's time to collect our real-world random samples now.
Well, we better get started. We've got 1,000 cans to collect from all over the city.
1,000. Okay, let's do it.
With their identification method lighting up the pee, the main test begins as the guys collect 1,000 cans from a variety of sources.
Perfect.
And a variety of storage conditions. Some upmarket, some not so much.
All set? We've got 1,000 cans collected from all over the city. We're gonna run the black light over them and test them the same way we did the controls, see what we get.
Oh. Check this out, man. First can, I see little fluorescing spotty spots.
That's a good sign.
I'm gonna put that in the, no, it's a bad sign. I'm gonna put it in the for further research category.
A sign that gets worse with every can.
Spots.
Oh, spots. The whole world is contaminated.
Spots.
What are we gonna do, dude? I mean, these can't be all contaminated. Can they?
Dirty rats. They're everywhere. But are these crafty rodents leaving disease-ridden calling cards on soda cans? Well, after examining 1,000 cans from all over San Francisco,
Starting to lose my appetite.
Adam and Jamie are worried.
So where does this leave us? Am I lying on a mountain of rat pee infested cans? Are we gonna need to add it as an ingredient on every soda can? Or did we just happen to see a bunch of other run-of-the-mill things that happen to fluoresce under blacklight? Well, the only way we're gonna know is by taking testing to another level. Clearly, we need to swab the top of our sample and take it to a lab and find out what's on top of them for sure.
First up is the rat pee positive 1,000 can control.
I'll tell you one thing. I am never letting my rats play on my soda cans again. The things you learn on this show.
Using a sterile swab dipped in sterile water, each can is swabbed and then a vacuum extracts the sample.
I gotta tell you, this may be boring and it may be painful, but it's also really cool.
Yeah, this is so much fun I can hardly stand it. And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Dude, I'm so glad it's done. I'm exhausted.
Oh, oh, it's like a concentrated pet store. That's what that smells like.
The lab should show that their positive control is brimming with rat pee. But will the random cans also have rodent remains? Or did the blacklight get it wrong?
You gotta try the one-handed bag opening can flip I got going on over here, Jamie. It's really saved me time.
I can see that.
That is my last can. I'm done. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Eventually, with both samples collected, the MythBusters head to Stanford University,
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
where Chris Adams and his mass spectrometer find out just how the two compare. This meticulous machine will detect exactly what each sample contains, rat pee or otherwise.
The results are in.
We're done?
The results are here.
First up is the positive control.
We identified 15 proteins specific to rat urine in the positive control samples.
Urinary proteins, that would be rat pee.
That's rat pee.
Okay.
But what about the reason we're here?
Yeah, was there any urine on the random sample?
Absolutely none detected.
The real world cans are clean. They are. That is a load off my mind. Let's go get some sodas.
Turns out the blacklight had it wrong. That glowing organic matter? Not rat pee, but harmless dust. The mass spectrometer, however, is completely precise.
This machine is capable of detecting peptides on a femtomole level, something like 1 in a bazillion, or in other words, it's extremely sensitive. So if it says rat urine's not there, it ain't there.
But given that millions of sodas are drunk every day, Jamie's not prepared to call this without a second opinion. He wants to find out if you could ever contract a deadly pathogen via a soda can.
So how likely is it you could catch one of these bugs in this way?
Highly unlikely. In the case of leptospirosis, number one, the usual route of transmission is through broken skin that comes into contact with contaminated bodies of water. Number two, the organism, when ingested orally, is rapidly killed in the stomach. Okay, so finally, Leptospira is highly fragile and it is rapidly killed when it's exposed to a dried environment.
So even if infected urine did make it onto a soda can, the pathogen would be long dead before anyone took a swig. And it turns out the same is true of hantavirus.
The usual route of transmission is the aerosol droplets, so you have to breathe it in. If you swallow the virus, it's likely to be rapidly killed by the stomach acid.
That's 0 for 2 for deadly pathogens from soda cans. But the good doctor still advises caution.
Personally, I still wipe top of cans because you don't know where they've been, and you want to make sure that anything you put in your mouth is clean.
Advice to live by. But where does that leave the myth?
Hey, so what do you say?
Well, according to the good doctor, catching hantavirus or leptospirosis from rat pee on soda cans is all but impossible.
Well, that's great. You couple that with our results where we found not a smidgen of rat protein whatsoever on 1,000 randomly collected cans, and I think we can call this one busted.
Yeah, busted.
Next, Adam and Jamie go on a grime wave.
Relative filth, the myth and the plan. Take one. Dude, this one's yours. You're leading this one in.
Can you remind me?
Yeah, most people think their toilet seat's pretty dirty.
Yeah.
This myth states that that's not necessarily the case, that there are many other locations and things within your average person's immediate vicinity that are far filthier than their toilet seat. That's what we're going to test.
We're going to pick a bunch of different places, go out, take samples, grow cultures, compare the results, see what happens, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Shall we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems every week there's a new claim about hidden household hazards. But are the microscopic critters on everyday items more menacing than the beastly bugs found on the old porcelain throne? Well, the MythBusters are on the swab. But where to start?
Now, you may be wondering, what are the criteria under which we chose the samples that we're just about to test? And it's actually pretty straightforward. We looked for objects that you touch every single day that others might touch too.
Great. But since germs aren't visible to the naked eye, they'll need a way to track them down.
Allow me to demonstrate our sample collection methodology. It begins with a dry, cotton-tipped applicator with which I swab a 1-inch square of the object in question. In this case, it's a scale model of the lunar lander. Then I dip that cotton swab in tryptic soy broth for exactly 10 seconds. This is basically like a growth medium, a sterile growth medium. It's a liquid petri dish, if you will. At the end of 10 seconds, which is now, I remove the cotton swab, cap and label my soy broth. Later, I'll use it to try and grow some bacteria. Yuck! If you'll excuse me, I've got some samples to collect. First up, our yardstick, the toilet seat. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. 3, 9, 10 seconds.
Money. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow.
They're not regressing. The rhyme ensures that each sample is swabbed for the same count.
Shopping cart handle.
Mary had
Kitchen sponge.
Everything they swab has one thing in common.
Got a little lamb.
hotel room remote.
In a plethora of reports, they've all been deemed dirtier than a toilet seat.
Keyboard.
Light switch.
But can that really be true?
Cell phone. Hold on a second.
With the Everyday 8 collected, the guys call in Dr. Russell Vance, an expert in microbiology.
You guys ready?
Ready.
Then let's begin.
Okay. Number 1, toilet seat.
A precisely pipetted amount of each broth is carefully transferred onto an agar Petri dish.
Into the incubator they go.
They'll sit there overnight at 98.6 degrees.
And tomorrow, after a steamy night of bacteria breeding, there should be plenty of germy growths.
Let's go.
The MythBusters are dishing the dirt,
And last but not least, cell phone.
testing the myth that everyday items are more germ-ridden than a toilet seat. And after a night of microbe multiplication,
The colonies that are growing in there could be anything. They could be yeast, mold, bacteria, whatever. So what we're going to do is count and record the different types of colonies and also the overall abundance of them. And based on that, we'll pick the dirtiest ones. I see 2.
That's it? Just 2 from the toilet seat?
Just 2.
This is already getting interesting.
the toilet seat is remarkably clean. But that's not so true of the others, particularly the kitchen sponge.
Oh, dude, that is nasty. Have fun counting that. I'll see you next summer.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that long, so Dr. Vance has a solution.
I think it's almost uncountable.
So then how do you write that down?
Well, I would say that's just off the charts.
The remaining 6 samples from cell phone to light switch are counted and logged.
Well, that's it. All present and accounted for.
Which means it's time to sum up the results.
So our everyday 8 swabs have become 8 petri dishes, which in turn have yielded 8 results. And those results are, in order from least filthy to most filthy. Can you editors help me out with a graphic here? That's better. So you can see at number 8, with only 2 colonies, is the toilet seat. Then the colony count increases only slightly until we reach number 4, the keyboard with 65. And from there on, things start to get really dirty as the colonies go through the roof with the light switch and the money, before finally topping the chart, we have the kitchen sponge. A sample so numerous we couldn't even count it. So does this mean that the kitchen sponge is the dirtiest thing in your house? Well, it actually all depends on what your definition of dirty is. I mean, sure, there's a ton of colonies, but suppose those colonies are all totally harmless, whereas the 2 colonies we found on the toilet seat are really nasty. What we need to know now is what we're looking at on those petri dishes. Luckily, we found a microbiologist to help us out.
Yep, it's over to Dr. Vance.
There you go.
Fabulous.
To find out exactly what kinds of ghastly germs lurk within our everyday 8. But how?
It starts here at the Berkeley lab, where we will prepare our samples for identification by isolating, amplifying, and cleaning up the 16S DNA. Now, 16S DNA is a gene common to all bacteria that we'll use to identify what species of bacteria we've got. Using a pipette, I will pick up a piece of the colony that I want to test and deposit it in a solution of 100 microliters of buffer. I then take that solution and put it on what's called a heater block, where it will cook for 10 minutes. Now, this will cause the bacteria to lyse or to break apart. This will allow it to release its DNA. Now, while it's cooking, I'm going to mix a lovely cocktail of chilled polymerase, nucleotides, primer, and buffer into this little tube, to which I will add, once it's done cooking, my newly broken apart DNA. Now, this little tube contains everything I need for the PCR reaction. That's this machine right here. Over the next 2 hours, this machine will raise and lower the temperature between 60 and 95 degrees Celsius 35 separate times, each time doubling the amount of 16S DNA. Now that it's properly amplified, I take the DNA from this tube and deposit it into what's called a column, where I will spin it at 15,000 RPM for 2 minutes. This will actually separate out the crap we don't want from the DNA that we do, and it is this DNA, after a little bit of washing, that we will send to the lab for final identification.
It's a complicated process, but in 2 days, Dr. Vance should have the identities of our everyday 8 bacteriological culprits. Dirt. It's everywhere. You can't run and you can't hide. But is there more frightening filth lurking on everyday items than on your toilet seat? Adam and Jamie are finding out, and the results are in.
For those of you playing at home, it is finally time to count down the everyday 8. Now, this is the table based solely on colony count, and as you can see, kitchen sponge off the charts is the filthiest thing we found, toilet seat the cleanest. But check out what happens to this list when we account not only for the number of bacterial colonies, but also for how nasty they might be. Toilet seat moves up a couple of notches, specifically because while it only had 2 colonies, those colonies were actually pretty nasty. The other 2 big movers, hotel remote control, moved down because it had some colonies, but they weren't actually bacteria, and the cell phone moved up because what was on it was pretty nasty. But staying strong at number 1, kitchen sponge, which had this stuff, which is apparently really bad if you have a weakened immune system. James Franklin Hyneman, what do you think?
Nice work, but I don't think we can call it yet. I mean, it's only a single solitary swab. We need a larger sample size.
All right, well, let's say we choose the top 5, toilet seat as a control, plus the 4 top contenders, and do a really nice large sample size with those. Our filthy 5.
Works for me.
So to expand their sample size, they're off to UC Berkeley, where a class of microbiologists are about to start Mythbusting 101.
Hello. Hello. We need your help. We've selected several surfaces that we're calling the Filthy Five. Now, these are surfaces that people come into contact with on a daily basis. And the question we need to answer is, how dirty are they? That's where you come in.
Now, in order to get a nice big fat sample size, we need 50 of you to collect us samples from the following: toilet seat, a light switch, a kitchen sponge, money, and a computer keyboard. Can you guys help us? Yeah! Awesome.
And with a hunger for the Filthy Five facts, our mob of microbiologists quickly get the swab done.
Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow.
Then, once again, the samples are transferred to the Petri agar, incubated, counted, and finally DNA tested. But spectacular high speeds aside, let's not forget that there's another dirty story awaiting conclusion. And after a swathe of swabs and a deluge of DNA tests, that conclusion is at last cooked.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for the Filthy Five countdown. In order from cleanest to dirtiest, and starting at number 5, we have the light switch. Number 4, our control, the toilet seat. Number 3, the keyboard. Number 2, money. And the number 1 dirtiest thing of everything that we tested, he's back on top after a year of hard training. Jamie, come on in and name number 1.
The kitchen sponge. Where does that leave us?
Well, given the myth that there are everyday things in your house that are far filthier than your toilet seat, I'd say it's totally confirmed.
Confirmed it is.